Hello, everyone. It's officially daylight savings time. I am counting on you all being refreshed from your extra hour of sleep. Well, the news is in. Hell has frozen over. The Cubs have won the World Series. Of course, there were some former Red Sox involved, John Lester and Theo Epstein. I'm not sure if John Lackey was there too, but I think he's a former Red Sox. My football season ends on Saturday. I will be officiating the Dayton at Marist game, the finish to my 30th season of reffing college football. And I put my bird feeders out this weekend, so the cold season is officially upon us. Dr. Laura makes fun of me because I'm a big bird feeder and I like watching them. Doesn't mean I'm not a manly man. Enough of that nonsense. Okay, a little housekeeping. This is a reminder that there are still 10 of you who still have to go into syllabus start here. I will go in once more and show everyone where to go. Syllabus start here, and the first thing you will see is click on me first, and then Turo Academic Integrity Statement. So the 10 of you slackers, get going and do that academic integrity statement, or I won't be able to give you a final grade. So get that done. I am all caught up in my grading. Whew, wow, it was a lot of work. Make sure you check on your grades for my feedback and any mistakes I might have made. Occasionally I make errors. I'm not perfect. As Mike B found out and let me know, and it got corrected immediately. Right, Mike? I've received several emails questioning the revised and modified discussion board rubrics and that students feel penalized for only being able to post on the weekends. First, all DBs are open for 2 weeks. So you have 4 days of weekends to post. You can make and you also can make your initial post within 7 days. So if you make your initial post on Saturday, on the first Saturday or Sunday, you still get a distinguished rating for your initial post, which is an A. So there shouldn't be any complaints about being penalized. If you want to get an A+, yes, you have to post within the first 3 or 4 days. I'm not sure. It's 3 or 4 days. But that's for those people who want to get, and I do that for a reason, so we can get the discussion board started. If I didn't have those incentives, 90% of you would wait till the last weekend, and that discussion would be moot because people would just be posting and there would be nobody to talk to. Where was I? Remember that the Turo guideline is that every online course should require at least 9 hours of work per week. If you're in a live course, you're in the course for 3 hours, and it should require 6 hours outside the class. So 9 hours is what's required. So if you're taking 3 courses, and some of you are, that's 27 hours that you should be working per week. And some of you are working 1 and 2 jobs and have a family. So to me, that's just extreme. I know when I was in my doctoral program, I took 2 courses per semester, and that was a stretch because I was a high school principal and I had a family obligations. I had 2 young kids. So that would be my recommendation for anybody in a graduate program. But what do I know? So I want to reiterate that you are being graded on the quality of your response posts. If you are just praising your classmates, oh, what a great response, I loved it, and you are not making any connections either to our readings or to other relevant readings in at least 4 of your posts. So you're supposed to have a minimum of 5 posts, and if you're only doing 5, then 4 of those posts should be connected to our readings or to websites, or you can respond to one of my posts, and that will count towards connecting to the text. So, and you can respond to any of my posts, even if they're addressed to someone else. Jump in, argue with me, disagree with me, but of course, support your opinions with evidence. All right. The culturally relevant math discussion board is closed, and I have to say that I'm very happy with your responses. I began thinking that no one in the field is writing about culturally relevant math, and then I see that most of you are pretty excited about it, and some of you are also already doing it. Some of the activities you found, as I mentioned last week, I posted in course materials, and I was excited about many of you are using community mapping. I also like, I think it was Amy that talked about the quilt, creating a quilt for out of paper, not out of cloth, but and I suggested using how could you make that math relevant, and there are, you could make shapes, perimeter, there are all kinds of ways that you can turn that into a culturally relevant math lesson. So very excited, very happy about what I saw on that discussion board. My recommendation is that you go in and download some of the strategies that I added to the course materials in session 4 and use them. That's one of the things that I try to do in my class. I'm not only trying to teach you about what are good strategies, good techniques, good philosophies of teaching math and science and technology, but also to give you strategies to put in your bag of tricks, your toolbox, that you can add. And I know that's happening because many of you are talking about using some of the things that your classmates are sharing. So that's outstanding. All right, let's talk about session 5. The quiz making discussion board started slow. I think in one of my sessions it was Melanie that started it off with a very excellent 5 questions, but everybody was waiting, and I received some emails pondering, what am I doing? How am I doing this? But it seems like you all have gotten the hang of it. Those of you that have posted have gotten the hang of it now. Not only are you aligning your questions with the targets, but you're coming up with some pretty good higher order thinking questions, reasoning questions, which I didn't expect. I challenged you all to do it, and it looks like a lot of you have taken on the challenge. It's like my Fitbit, they always have challenges, they want you to do, climb 5 mountains in the next 2 days. No, thank you. So I'm really feeling good about that. So I've accomplished 3 things. I have you focused on our learning targets. I have you delving into the readings to create good questions, and you are getting 25 open book questions to get you deeper into the readings, and that's well done. So the thing that I do in my assessment class, and what people have trouble doing, is creating selected response questions that are aligned with learning targets. Many of you talked about in my assessment course. Many of them talk about how teacher-made tests are much better than our standardized tests, and I beg to differ, because most of them don't know how to create even a selected response test, a multiple choice test, aligning their questions with their learning targets. They just pick questions out of the book, knowledge questions. How many of this? Who did this? What year was this? So I'm very happy that of what's going on in this, and it's reaffirming that this was a good strategy to do for this course. This week starts the beginning of a bit of a slowdown in work, because I want you to be focused on your lesson plan. It has to be in math, and can be for any grades pre-K to 6. I think I initially said K through 6. But I've included pre-K because I know several of you work at this level, and I want you to produce something that you can use, something that's practical. And even if you have plans that you want to try to modify to make fit what I'm looking for, you can do that. That's fine. I have no problem with that. I'm working on a video presentation for the lesson plan. I hope to have it done by midweek or mid to late week. you need to use the template located in additional resources. So if you go into additional resources for the course, and that's down here, that's where you'll find many of the things you need. This is the rubric, the lesson plan rubric, which mirrors the mathematics, elementary mathematics planning rubric. This is the lesson plan template that I've upgraded this to be more in line with the rubric. So if you've already started this, I've just expanded this rubric so that you can. It has things like language demand, academic language, central focus. So you can put those things down, and they're aligned with the rubrics because the rubrics are looking for those things. So if you've already started, that's fine. Just cut and paste it into this part, and you'll be fine. So this is the lesson plan template I want you to use. Everyone should use it, so we're all doing the same thing. So when I grade it, some of you won't say, "Hey, that wasn't on the lesson plan template I used." So everyone uses the same one, so we'll all be on the same page. Capisce? I'm trying to learn Italian because I have a lot of Italian friends. Mostly their language, their vocabulary begins with the F word, but that's just an inside joke between me and them. Okay, so there is the lesson plan rubric. There are lesson plan ideas here. The Engage New York has hundreds and hundreds of lesson plans. This is an exemplar TPA lesson plan that it's an English language arts lesson plan, but it's very comprehensive and it really touches on most of the things that I'm looking for in the rubric. Here's an article on 8 questions for better lessons that is from ASCD. Just came out in October. And you'll see it's from 8 questions for a better lesson plan. I'll also going to be start posting some videos from the teaching channel and somewhere anywhere else, and I'm going to be creating a folder for that. So here I will create a folder, content folder that will have teaching videos in it, which most of which I'll get from the teaching channel, and they will be in this folder. So it'll also give you ideas of things that you can do. So I think that's it for this session. No, it's not. It's not it for this session. This week we're going to start to examine some of the hardcore, and I use that lightly because they're not really hardcore. Hardcore concepts of emerging mathematics and gaining number sense. This will be the first of 2 or 3 sessions on this area of elementary math. I don't know how deep I'm going to go into, what grade level I'm going to go up to, but these are rudimentary concepts that we all should know, no matter what grade level that you're teaching at through 6th grade. That you may find some kids that still don't know how to say conserve numbers or equivalence of sets, things of that nature. So this is like the basics. It's like if you need to know the basics of reading, fluency and articulation and all of that, prosody, reading with prosody. Those are all things that every grade level should know. So this is why we're getting the foundation here. There's a 14-question quiz on the chapter, and there are many vocabulary words that you're going to find that are in our vocabulary in your own words, which you should be filling out as we go along. Hope you remember that. You can get a copy of it in course materials, I think, in the first 4 or maybe even 5 sessions. I'm not sure, but they're in at least the first 4 sessions, a copy of the template. Remember to download the hard copy of the quiz. First take it, then go into the quiz discussion board to talk about it. Don't give any answers, and I won't mention any names. The ones that talk about the ones that trouble you. then take it online the first time, and then return to discuss the ones you got wrong. So in reality, you have 3 shots at this quiz, because after you do that twice, you can go back and take it a third time online. Again, many of you are just taking it twice and that's fine. But I'm just trying to model how to use summative assessment formally, as I've mentioned before. Okay, we're going to continue with the problem-solving quiz discussion board. It will close next Monday morning. Just a reminder that if you want to email the answers to your group mates, that you can just go in. All right, I'll go into group 2 here, and there are some answers. So if you go down here, you'll see that there's a reply, quote, edit, delete, and email author. So you can just click on that, and just send the answers. You got answers 1, 2, 4, and 5 correct. You got B wrong. The answer to B was D, or something like that. So that's how you can send the answers to your classmates, your group mates, and that will close, as I said, on Monday morning. So that's it for this week, and I will be back again next Monday.